can't keep on losing you over complications. Gone too soon. Wait, we was just hanging. I can't seem to hold on to. Dang, the people that know me best, the key that I won't forget. Too soon. I can't keep on losing you. I can't keep on losing you.
How many mistakes do it take till you leave? And I'm left with my hand and my face all red and the face looking at you like,
Wait,
I know I ain't a saint if it ain't too late. Well,
I can't keep on losing
I run away
you.
so fast, no my heart like gold, but it break like glass. No my shit get old and I act so young, baby you so cold, never had no son. You don't wanna grow up, you the shit no fun. So when I get home, I'ma give you some.
We were doing an intimate live event. You didn't know it was gonna be like this is literally like having dinner at someone's house.
This is nice.
This is your vibe. I feel like this is your speed. Right up your alley right now.
Yeah.
This is perfect for you.
Yeah, for sure.
How are you doing right now? You seem very clear-headed, happy. You seem like in one of the best spaces I've ever seen you in.
I'm really good. I think I'm just out here living, which is nice, and nothing too serious. No super dark, wild clouds of depression over me every day. That's cool. The darkness was a great time too. You got to go through everything emotionally, man. I don't think there's that's my whole thing. Is as far as from a creative space, I just hope to like be able to tackle every kind of emotion throughout my career. You know.
The actual start of our relationship was a rocky one.
Yeah, man, you hated.
I hated on you for literally just white on white hate out the gate for no reason.
It was literally you said you don't get what was different between me and Asher Roth.
Oh yeah, but I was in Asher. I was like Team Asher at that time.
Because you were super Team Asher. And,
yes.
And you were like, I don't get what's different.
No, I didn't even say what's different. The first thing I think I said was like, this was in my general oldness at that time. And this is actually a good jump off point because you kind of started in the beginning of the blog era. Like this was sort of the beginning of that era.
Which is fucking nuts, man. I've seen eras.
Yeah.
I'm a young dude. But like, yeah, I mean, I remember like fucking like Two Dope Boys being like
exactly
the word of where kids were getting their music from, which was like I would get posted on Two Dope Boys and I would be like freaking the fuck out.
Right. No, and I remember, so what happened was you dropped that mixtape and you had that the freestyle over the Lord Finesse thing, which turned out to be a whole nother thing. But and I remember just thinking, I wasn't used to the blog world, so you haven't heard of someone, and then the next day you see their name posted on 6 blogs, and I would just hate for no reason.
No, for sure, and a lot of people do, and that's fine. I mean, I'm all for hating for no reason.
Are you really? I don't think any of us are really.
No.
For them.
I mean, I'm not as me, but I've dealt with that, but that's fine. I think I don't know. For me, I don't think I was just like a kid making music. And all of a sudden, I was everywhere.
Everywhere. And then, by the way, then I remember the first thing I checked out was that song. And I'm like, oh, he rhymed on Lord Finesse. This shit's pretty tight.
Yeah, dude, I was geeked. And you know, it was awesome because like that like, remember like I did that and then I got to go to Jazzy Jeff's crib.
Yes.
And he like, I got a haircut there and he also made me some fish. And like
you're eating fish tonight as well. This is the theme.
I'd eat fish.
Are you a pescatarian?
I am a pescatarian.
I knew it.
I miss cheese, but like, damn, they have some fire cheeseburgers here, man.
They really do. Shout out Hello Brooklyn, delicious. This menu looks. Well, listen, I got a portobello burger today, so
good for you.
There you go. You know, I was trying to watch my red meat intake.
Yeah, no, I've been trying. What if we let's talk about that?
Let's do it. What are you doing health-wise, Mac Miller?
Well. No, man, I just...
It's like Dr. Oz.
I think, no, me personally, I think since I stopped putting a lot of poison in my body, I watch what I put in my body as far as food goes. It's a crazy thing, food, man.
It really is. It kind of like affects people a lot, and we take it for granted.
Well, that's one of the biggest... I'm finally get a platform to discuss food. Thank God. But
not surprising it was me, by the way, to bring up food.
No, but I'm just saying, for real, I think, I don't know. I try and be healthy now. I wasn't really healthy before.
How you doing cigarettes?
I still smoke a lot of cigarettes.
That's the one. That's the one
That's
you're
fine.
holding on to.
I'll just
No, you're cool with
one
that
thing at a time.
That's one thing at a time. What are you smoking? What kind of cigarette?
American Spirit menthol cigarettes.
Menthol. You go American Spirit, but you still go menthol. Very interesting.
Cause I need, like, every other cigarette is for pussies.
You know there are people who would say that about American Spirit menthols.
No, those.
Yes.
Then smoke one. Tell me how you feel. No. But I think I might make the switch back to Newports because Americans as a
the one super unhealthy person in here.
No,
Yep.
dude, for sure. That's where it all started for me, and it's time to go back. You know, as a vocalist, Peter.
And you are a vocalist now, which we'll get to.
As a vocalist,
You're not just an MC now, so.
Yeah, you gotta allow your voice to do things.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you are no longer that cigarettes are your only vice. I think that's a pretty good place to start.
Yeah.
When I first.
Thanks for having me here at a bar.
It's not a bar, it's a restaurant. By the way, every time we brought this up on the air, Ebro would be like, yeah, come. Y'all probably heard it if you won the contest. He'd be like, yeah, come out with Rosenberg and Mac Miller, have a drink, blah, blah. I was like, Breeze, we're not really doing that.
But
That's
it's
not
fine.
Really
I don't need to be in some fucking weird bubble. Like, drink up, dude.
What about the people you're close with? Do you mind the people you're closest with, like, getting drunk in front of you?
You know what's funny is that I notice when people are drunk more.
Of course.
Because I'm not. Before, I was just like, but now I'm like, oh, he's drunk. Which is great. I'm all for it, man. I'm not like, I'm just a fucking psycho, so I had to chill out.
So right. It wasn't for you for that reason, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Let's be clear about it, though. Now that you're in this space, you're going to notice more and more people, and you'll probably have to hold back because you won't want to be a dick.
Right.
But you're going to notice more and more people who you're like, man, when I pay attention, you kind of have a problem, too.
Right. Oh, no, dude. I mean, but I mean, it's only having a problem is something you decide what a problem is. I just wanted to get healthy and change my state of mind and have a clear head. Because, like, that was, the last album was, like, kind of that journey. And I fucking hate, like, get sober, like, things. But, like, I'm just interested in that, like, feeling real emotion and, like,
not numbing yourself.
Just seeing the world. The world's crazy, but you gotta, like, be a part of it.
Why'd you go back to LA?
Because that's where all my family, that's where my closest friends are. That's like where it's where my creative environment thrives is out there. And
did you get rid of that house though?
Okay.
We got it. No, we got it. You have a motorcycle. No. We're all very excited.
No, that was tight. Good for him.
I'm sorry, guys.
See, this is the hate that we're talking about.
I hate loud motorcycles.
Let that motherfucking dude ride.
Fuck you don't need to show us, okay, you have a small dick and you're revving your motorcycle loud.
Dude, like, that's crazy.
It's the same as walking around with, like, a tank top when you're swole for no reason. Like, we get it. Like, it's all right, you got a bike.
But if you was swole, you would have a tank top.
Probably, but I'm never going to be swole, so let me hate on the swole people.
I feel you.
That's, wait, so you in the same house that I saw you in?
No, I got a new crib. It's a grown-up house, meaning that I only have what I need there instead of, like, a whole bunch of excess shit.
Let me tell you guys about Mac Miller's old house. You may have seen it. It was on television.
Yeah.
But it was a ridiculous, hey, this rapper just got really rich and famous house.
But yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
It was so tight. I told everyone, I was like, guys, Mac Miller is fucking living. This house is tight.
But you know what?
Studio in the guest house.
There was
chicks in the pool.
It was a pool house.
Whatever. Sorry, it was lit.
It was a pool house. But that's the thing is that it's like you get money, and you think that this is what I'm supposed to do, right? Like, oh, I'm supposed to get this whip. I'm supposed to have this crib. I'm supposed to drop 20 grand at Bape. You know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to do these things. But I don't even know where any of that shit is. So now I have a crib and with a fucking phenomenal mattress.
Oh, you're learning like grown up talk.
I'm just saying, bro. Fuck that. Give me a nice mattress. I have a great couch, a good TV, and a fucking movie theater. I'm set.
Oh, you're good to go.
And a hot tub.
Oh, lit. So you're not like you didn't move into the street. You didn't become like
No, I'm not like I'm saying.
You weren't like I'm gonna get in touch with nature. It's still a nice dwelling.
I do. I live by a trail. I walk a little bit, but I'm just saying it's.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'm just chilling and just kind of focusing on what's important in my life and actually giving a fuck about what's important in my life. I think I'd put that off for so long. So.
Do you have any relationship anymore with? And I'm honestly, this sounds like a gossipy question, but I really have never asked you, and I can't imagine it's like super hard feelings or anything. But do you have any relationship left with your old label guys and the guys who brought you in the game, or is that completely kaputs?
The people who brought me in the game, you mean my parents?
Not your parents. Your parents, I know, were instrumental in the game. I know your parents.
My parents brought me into this game. No, of course, man. It's all love. I don't like.
Well, it's weird, right? Because let's just point out, for people who don't know, I mean, Benji and these guys had Wiz and they had you, and now they have nobody. That whole regime is there. No one's there.
That's not true.
Well, you guys were the breadwinners.
They have some, yeah. I mean,
they have other shit that's good,
I'm
sure.
They're doing something else now. I mean, for me, like, I just had to like go do my own thing and just figure shit out. You gotta understand, I'm 24, man. So like a lot of this so-called, a lot of this growth creatively is really just me growing as a human being. You know what I mean? And understanding what it's like to do things properly and what makes you feel good and what's good for you in life and what's not. I mean, all these trials and tribulations aren't different than anybody else. It's just that like I let everyone into all of them. That's my thing, is that I can't lie about what I'm doing. I'm not gonna, if I'm super depressed, we'll have this interview and I'll talk to you about how fucked up I am, because that's what I want. Creatively, I want that to mirror my all over human beingness.
No, you are. I'll say this about Mac Miller. You're on a list. You're on a list with a handful of other people who I've interviewed several times over the year. But it's not a long list of people who are literally have been like honest in every interview we've ever done.
It's a lot easier. I don't have to remember the last lie I told you. You know what I mean? I don't have to remember like what the story is, or I don't like. It's not like Nick and I come up with what I should talk about in this interview. It's just like we have a conversation, and you'll see where I'm at mentally and just out here. Which is currently awesome. So it's great to be honest right now.
Did you already have a relationship with Anderson?
When we made the record, we had like talked through Twitter and a little bit through text messaging.
Hello.
Which I'm usually not a big like I'm a big in the studio person, but like I just had him send me a bunch of stuff, and I didn't think that that we would get it. I just wanted to hear some stuff, and one of them was that, and I was like, "Whoa, we're solid."
Who produced that record?
Pomo, and then I brought like some kids in to do some horns. There's a lot of that on that record. I remain humble about it and don't really speak on my.
But you add a lot on this album.
Yeah.
Well, that became who you are now. You're kind of like a real producer, meaning it's not just beat making.
Right.
You oversee songs.
Exactly. That's what I love to do that, and especially with this album, it gave me the opportunity to take these songs and take them in all sorts of different directions and work. Like the amount of songs being smaller allowed me to like make them add more layers and different parts and bring in different people.
When you first started rapping, what musical skills did you have?
I can play piano, I could play guitar, I could play bass, I could play drums.
How well? Like pretty proficient or
like enough. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like it's difficult for me to say because I've witnessed so many incredible musicians. So like for me to really talk about myself in that light is weird for me. But I can make shit sound good. I don't know. But these motherfuckers can play for real.
Of course. Well, no, there's always a difference. There's like there's still a great skill though to being a producer who's able to use instruments in your production as opposed to straight sampling at all times.
For sure. But like this thing is that I think that all, like, nothing is off limits. You know what I mean? Like sometimes a sample is the way to go. Sometimes no sampling is the way to go. There's so much different things you can do with music that I don't limit myself to doing one thing, which is confusing, I think, a lot of times for like fans.
How are the fans rolling with you on that? Like, this is pretty different from the 15, like the first Mac Miller show I went to. I'll never forget. Like, I walked in and like these girls kept like slamming into me because it was literally kids so young that they'd never been to a concert before. Like,
Yeah.
Are those kids growing with you? How's that going?
I think some do. I think a lot of people do. Like, I love that there's a lot of people that, as my taste has matured in music, so has theirs. Granted, there's a lot of people that come to shows and scream Donald Trump the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be there. But like, I have an incredible fan base that has followed me through everything. 'Cause like I said, like, everything has been very different. Like, if you were with me at Faces, then fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so it's gone to a lot of different places. It's really interesting in shows because you see this transition of what people think they're gonna get at a Mac Miller show, and sometimes they're right and sometimes they're wrong. So I just gotta continue to have fun with it and do what I love to do, and I have a group of incredible fans that follow me everywhere.
When I tweeted your album out on Friday, like, I listened to it on the morning on the way to work, and I was like, "Oh, this is the vibe we're on. Okay, I like this. I like this grown man shit. This is honestly your early album, your first album. Like, though I could tell you were talented, it wasn't for me. This
Right.
speaks much more to me.
Yeah.
Right. So when I tweeted about it, someone was like, "Songs about love are the best songs."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, if I look at the story of music I love my whole life, that's usually the best music."
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've been making music like this for a long time, and it's funny. I was in Pittsburgh at my grandmother's house, and she scrapbooks and keeps like everything. You know, like if there's a picture of this on the internet,
She will have it.
She will have that shit in like the book. Like, she can use.
She'll print them? She'll print
She
them?
can use a fucking printer. Like,
Wow.
she can do all.
What do you call your grandmother, by the way? You call her grandma?
I call her Nanny.
She's Nanny, okay.
She's actually at the end of the album, by the way. That's
Okay.
her. What was my point? Oh yeah, she has these songs I used to write when I was like 6 years old, and they were like these love songs.
Like this album, they're like, "Oh, pussy, I want to be in that pussy
Hell
all
yeah.
night."
Hell yeah.
At 6 years old.
You know what's funny is I didn't realize how sexual this album was.
It's sexual as fuck, bro.
I didn't realize until I put it out, and then I was like, oh, but that's a huge aspect of it. I don't know, like,
That's okay. No, listen, I hit you that day, and I was like, "You are setting the pussy reference record for like a hip hop album since
no
Two
way,
Live Crew."
no way. Wayne has that.
Oh no, Wayne does throw a lot
hands
of.
down.
But you're more specific. The difference is he's throwing it around. Like, you're really specifically talking about attributes of vagina when you're talking about it.
Hell yeah.
Dollar Sign, Ariana Grande, CeeLo Green, Kendrick. I don't think I ever talked to you after post Kendrick shouted you out on Control. I don't think we
Yeah.
ever talked about that. Yo, bro, that was a very limited list that you got that shout out on.
Yeah, man, I'm nice.
Facts. Were you surprised though? Or did you like fully expect it? Like, oh yeah, of course he fucking said my name. Or
Well-
were you like, whoa, that's tight?
No, I wasn't. Like, I was like, cool. I don't know, man. That the Control verse is the funniest shit to me because it was such a big moment.
And a moment. It was quick, but it was huge.
But it was like, bruh, like, and then he didn't even know what happened. Like, I seen him in Europe, like,
Well, he was overseas at the time.
right, and we had a show. I was like, do you know what just happened? He's like, nah. And it was crazy. But like, cool, like that was cool. Like, but I don't know, what I feel like I can do creatively is very, you know, up here. You know what I'm capable of. And I'm still trying to, I think, get to the point I feel I'm capable of. I don't want my career to be based off of chasing radio record after radio record.
Do you have to have those arguments? Are there
No, because because they know what it is with me. I'm just going to make music, and if it works at radio, great. If it doesn't, I wasn't trying to do that.
Well, and for a little inside baseball, since we're going inside here, you know, your management team who manages Tyler and people, they know that game. They're cool with that game.
Right.
They're not going to force you to try to find that hit.
Right. But like if it happens, that's fucking tight. But like what, like I don't know, like it's just a weird thing for me because like I just want to make music that moves people and like and I want my albums to be heard rather than just a sentence out of the book. I think this is the beginning of something. So just I would hope that every single project I ever do, just listen with zero expectations and just listen.
His name is Mac Miller. The album The Divine Feminine is out right now. What do you want to take him out with, as they say?
Play the outro. That's how we take them out.
Facts. Thank you, Mac. I'm proud of you,
Thank
bud.
you, everyone,
I'm glad to
for
see you doing
listening,
so well.
man.
Make some noise for Mac Miller, ladies and gentlemen. Get your picture taken.